Hi, we're working on the project E911 integration and testing. So the purpose of this project is to integrate different several projects into the Expertise code base and test the code, and in order to make it more efficient and better. So there are three separate existing modules that and each of them is performing a different functionality. So the three modules we are dealing with is E707, that's better display for assignments, E715, dashboard for students, and E722, that's take report from students on results of interaction with helpers from other groups. So in this video we'll be explaining the functionality of these projects as well as explaining in short how we've done the merging and testing process. So in order to do the merge, the main difficulty we faced was that most of these projects were done in Rails 2 and the current code base is Rails 3. So what we did was we created an upstream repository that points to the latest Expertise code. We pulled all the branches from the upstream, and then we merged upstream master along with the project branches. So I'll just demonstrate the first project, that's better display for assignments. So I have Expertise open here, and I'll just log in as admin. So I see the main managed content dashboard over here. So I'll just view the public and private items both. It's taking a little time. Okay, so I have all the questionnaires, assignments, and courses over here. So previously, all the assignments were displayed like in a big list, and around 50 of them, and instructors had to choose. Like if they have certain courses, they have to like manually go and click on the courses and see the assignments. So in this project, what they've done is, if you see the courses, they are automatically expanded, and you see the assignments right below. So the user does not have to manually click on all the courses and see the assignments. It's already expanded. And along with that, there are a few more changes that they had done. For example, they had a separate box over here for ordering questionnaires, but that has been removed. And since there's already a sort by functionality, we've added a date updated value over here. Previously it was only these three. So if you just select the date updated, we can sort the entire database below according to a criteria. So as you can see, let me just sort by updated date descending. So as I can see, the assignments are ordered by the decreasing order of updated date, and the same for courses and questionnaires. Another change done over what they've done is to easily find rubrics and other questionnaires. So this functionality again is present in the search box above. Like you can easily search for a questionnaire. Let me just pick a questionnaire and search for it. So what I search for rubric, and as you can see, the results are presented here in a separate page. So that was it about the functionality of E707. We faced certain difficulties when merging the project, and mainly that was because the functions used by that project were already been refactored and changed. So a lot of things had to be done manually. Some of the sections had to be deleted because the implementation has changed. Like for example, as I mentioned before, ordering questionnaires can be directly integrated in this drop down instead of having a separate section to sort questionnaires. We'll be covering the next project now.
Okay, so now we will look at the next project, that's E715, that's dashboard for students. On this project, we had to work with visualizations and provide a way for students to see what state each project is in and how they've done relative to their peers, especially in areas such as individual projects and number of reviews done, what the class statistics are, how they've performed relative to other students. So let me demonstrate this to you. I'm going to go ahead and manage and impersonate a user. We're just going to take any random user. Let's say I take user name 2931. So we go to his assignments and we see a score for an assignment. So we select assignments, we select one of these assignments and we click on your scores. So as you can see, there are two additional things that come up over here. In this case is the class statistics and the grade distribution. In the original Expertisa, all that you had was the score for wiki, textbook, and all that you could see is this table. However, in 715, the visualizations that have been added is the class statistics table and the grade distribution. So here the user can see what the class average is, what the class low and high is, and how he has performed relative to his other peers, and he can literally see the grade distribution and the range, the count of students who've performed in particular range. So this is what 715 entails. More importantly, the 715 code that was written had a logical error in their code. The average number of reviews and average number of meta reviews always showed up to be 0. What the team did was they fetched number of reviews from the assignment table, which was incorrect. So we changed that code and we fetched the count of the number of reviews from the response table, and we divided those by the number of participants, and that's how you get the average number of reviews. So there were quite some changes that we did in their code to make it logically correct. So that's pretty much for E715.
Moving on to the third project, E722. This is a project to add a module to take reports from students on the results of interaction with the helpers from other groups. What this feature does is it allows students to enter information about the interaction with other students who helped on their projects, or if they have helped somebody on their projects. So this feature will allow the instructors and TAs to assign extra credit based on how well they interacted, how helpful they were to their colleagues, and this will also help environment of class interaction better. We have added this wiki because we were not able to completely integrate the project, which is already run by somebody else because of some issues which I'll mention afterwards. In this wiki I have mentioned the views for the project, the flow, how it goes on, but be aware that these views are older, and currently Expertisa uses many views which are changed from these views. So if you use that Expertisa repository which I mentioned below, make sure you add the code to new views and configure it according to Rails 3. So what were the issues we observed with the old repository were like, it was already extended from some other project, and so it had 161 files changed in the latest commit, and so merging was a time consuming job. We had to merge a lot of code, we had to find the right code which was to be merged. The code written had many flaws, it was redundant, it needed a lot of refactoring, the views were broken. The code in this repository was not fully functional. This may be the fact because it was on Rails 2 and we did not we tried to go through Rails 3. But what I observed that a lot of views have been changed in the latest Expertisa which are not present in this repository. And so moving the code for those views in the new views is also to be taken care of. Also, I mentioned some of the tables above, which need to be modified. Need to have some pre-configured values in order so that the view shows the interaction review node in the tree folders. For example, you can add you should have a row for interaction review. The child type is questionnaire node. Now there are some more values which you need to add in that row, but they are subject to your database state. They are the foreign key values, and then you can add those keys accordingly. Also, I mentioned some of the migrations which are not present in the old repository and which you need to add. Now, I don't know how they got the code to work without these migrations. And this is the fact that led me that the code that was in that repository is not completely functional. I also edited some views. I added the code for those views in your in this wiki so that you can use that. I've also added a core climate report for expertise branch from that repository, and you can see it has an F rating. It has a lot of complexity and duplication. You can use this report to avoid these avoid these duplications and then refactor the code. And some of the methods are very complex. I've added a snippet of a method, a single method create, and you can see how complex they have written this method. There's a lot of put statements that you need to remove, and a lot of this code has a lot of code smells, and they have not used design patterns, so you can try using design patterns. And also there are many issues with the other code also, and the report can help you avoid those. And hope this wiki helps you in creating this project. Thank you.